No mic. Is it there? Okay. Good morning, everybody. We greet you on the love stream. We greet you here in the sanctuary. My name is Reverend Monica Grammer. I am a staff minister of the center, and I welcome you all here. Take a few moments to get comfortable on your chair. Arrange everything so that it's just right for you. Your feet are flat on the floor, your arms hanging down, and your hands resting in your lap. Your head is balanced over your shoulders. Tuck your chin in a little bit, and if you feel okay with it, you may close your eyes. Today's meditation is about brilliant gratitude. Focus on your bodily sensations. How are your arms feeling? Do you feel your feet touching the floor? The feel of your clothing on your skin? Any pain or muscle aches? Any twitches or flutterings? And any other sensations you might be feeling? Give thanks for it. Give thanks for it all. Turn your focus to the thoughts going through your mind. Observe them as they enter your mind, as they swirl around your consciousness, and then exit your mind. Let each thought pass, and keeping your mind open for the next thought to arise. You are not your thoughts. There's freedom in letting them go. See what happens from moment to moment without judging them. Mindfulness is being with your thoughts as they are, neither grasping at them nor pushing them away. Just be. Give thanks for it. Finally, giving your full and undivided attention to your breath. Notice your natural breathing pattern. Watch how your breath enters into your nostrils. Is the air cool? And on the out-breath, notice how you expel your breath. Do you use your nose or your mouth? Is the air warm? Do you breathe into your chest or belly? How does it feel to fill your belly first with air and then your chest? Give thanks for it. As we are totally and completely concentrating on this task, we are wholly present. We are present to this moment of focus. It takes practice to be present. Turn your attention towards the sounds you hear. Is the music pleasant? Allow it to wash over you and focus only on the current sound you are hearing. Not the one you just heard, or any sound you may hear next. Are there different instruments? Is there any background noise? Give thanks for it. All of it. Now let's shift by taking an inventory of all you have in your life to be grateful for. Feel gratitude for the things and circumstances that led you to this moment here. Each thing has a different luminance to it. It reflects light, or it may absorb it. Offer gratitude to your awareness. Feel grateful for the opportunities you've had in life. Education, travel, friendships, and work experiences. Consider the health of your mind and body. Offer gratitude for the health of your body. Feel grateful for your mind and intellect. Feel your appreciation for the talents and skills you have. Now consider your gratitude for the people in your life. Offer your gratitude to your immediate family members. Feel gratitude for your extended family. Feel appreciation for your co-workers and friends. Extend gratitude towards the mentors of your family, of your life, who helped you to grow into the person you are today. Now consider your gratitude for the earth, for water, food, and the air that you breathe every single day. And now simply choose the one thing that you feel most grateful for in this moment. Relax your body and enjoy a few minutes of silence until you hear my voice again. as we take time to reclaim ourselves, we begin to notice the extraordinariness of the ordinary. Now is always the time to be aware of the present moment. There is no other time, just the now. A perfect time to let go of the past and the future, and to rejoice for the moments of total oneness. I am grateful for everything in my life. My potential for greatness is linked with my ability to be present in this moment. Presence is such a gift to myself and to others. The very process of being in the moment radiates into all crevices of my life, letting the light of awareness shine upon it all. Brilliant light upon brilliant things, brilliant being. And now, slowly bring yourself back to this room. Wiggle your toes a little bit and fingers. Stretch a little and notice other like-minded people around you. Take a deep breath and be fully present for the rest of this morning. Thank you for being here. Namaste.
Give your fellow man, lend him a helping hand. Put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, so please don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. He just
sir, Elevation. And you know, what a perfect song to start out not only the Thanksgiving celebration that we're going to have today, but also just the way things are going on in the world right now. Think of your fellow man. Put a little love in your heart. That's fantastic. Thank you, Elevation. And hi, everybody. How are ya? It's so great to see everybody here, and to our Love Stream people, hello. Thank you for tuning in. And I've missed you. I've been gone 3 Sundays. I think in 25 years, I've never been gone 3 Sundays before. And I was kind of going through withdrawals after a while. So the first 2 weeks, not so much. I didn't miss you too much because I was on a cruise. But But the third week, I was not feeling well, and I was missing you. And I just want to acknowledge all the people who filled in so quickly last week when it was just like, yeah, I'm not going in. So Amy and Lucille filled in and did the Taizé service. That was wonderful. Ben took over as the MC and did a great job. He was kind of made me mad. He was funnier than me. We need to have a conversation about that. But anyway, it was a lovely service. I watched it from my sick bed and really enjoyed it. So thank you. Give a hand to everybody who filled in for that. And also for Patricia Morgan, who did a wonderful talk a couple weeks prior to that, and Lance Rath, who did a talk the week prior to that. Our pool of talent is deep in this center. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So if you are new to the center, and I don't think we have any new people here today, but I'll just go through my spiel a little bit. Yeah, we do? We have some, oh yeah. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We understand that there are as many paths to understanding to the divine as there are people on this earth. And as we learned last week, how many people on this earth are there? 8 million, as Ben was wanting to remind us of. And that's 8 billion sparks of the divine. No, and that's just people. What about whales? What about rocks? What about bugs? All of that is still the divine knowing itself as a rock, as a whale, as a bug, as a person. That's a lot of expressions that can't just fit into one belief. Would you agree? Yes, okay. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're absolutely welcome here. I'd like to ask, is there anybody who is here for the first time today so that we can acknowledge you, hand you a brochure, and just let you know? I thought maybe so. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. They're in the back next to Ken. I hope you enjoy yourself today, and we're very serious about our spirituality, but we are not somber, and we like to have a lot of fun. So we're going to start out by singing, as you will see by our next song, we're going to stand up and sing our conch song together. I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna let it push me over. Not gonna let it run me around, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Doesn't matter what's the news, you can't make my mind up for me. You ain't never hear this things, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Am I grateful for each breath I take?
Yes.
Am I grateful I am wide awake?
Yes.
Say, I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Blessed to be stressed.
Amen. Amen. All righty. So, excuse me. A lot of things happened while I was gone. I think it was a little bit while the cat's away. The mice will plan classes and all kinds of different things. So, folks, this Tuesday, we are starting our Fall Foundations class. I know you hear me talk about it a lot. Raise your hand if you have taken Foundations. Okay, so those of you who haven't taken Foundations, look around the room. This is the basic. This is the basic class. This is the one that, all those questions that you have, not only about the teaching, but about spirituality, about how to pray effectively, about how to meditate, about how to do affirmations. What do we teach about immortality and all that stuff? This is all focused in the Foundations class. And it's a whole heck of a lot of fun. So here's what's happening. We believe, our center and our board of trustees believe so much in the value of Foundations because your life is forever changed. Bottom line, your life is changed. And we believe so much in that even though the cost of the course is $295, which is very reasonable for what you're getting, it's basically about $25 a class. You can't go to a seminar. You can't go to a movie and popcorn for $25. And here you're getting something that's going to absolutely change your life. But we also recognize you may not know that. Those of you who are fairly new, or you took it way back, when Ernest Holmes taught it and everything. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, how do I know this is worth it? Here's what I'm telling you. First of all, it is. But I believe it's so worth it that we are offering priceless pricing. So all you have to do to register is pay the $45. You can pay the whole thing if you want, but pay the $45, which is the registration fee. And then as the class goes along and you recognize the value that you are getting, then you can start contributing to paying for the course. Because we have such a belief in it that we can offer it under those circumstances. So if you are hesitating, if you're like, oh, I don't know, you know what? Get over it. That's the nicest way I can put it. Get over it. Come the first night and see if it's for you. So it starts this Tuesday night at 6:30. 6:30. I put 9:30. We're usually out of here a little bit earlier than that. We got it one Saturday workshop on November 4th, and it's absolutely fantastic. So you can see Lance after service. You can register online, and we start on Tuesday night. Be there or be square. I'm serious. Okay, everybody got that? All right. So the next thing, God, who is that cute girl? I wish I was that young and thin again, but you know what? It still kind of sort of looks like me. Anyway, I've been talking about this for a long time. This is a big celebration month for me. I've been 10 years here in Calgary, which incidentally is longer than any of my predecessors, but you all still call me the new minister. And I'm 25 years in ministry. I received my ministerial license on October 16th, 1998. And I've been working full-time ministry since then. Thank you. So we're going to have a party. And here's what's happening with the party. A lot of my colleagues and other people, they do these really snazzy things, and everybody dresses up, and it's a gala, and you $150 a plate, and that's not me. That's not me. I want everybody to come and celebrate with me. So the party is on Friday night, October 27th. Doors open at 5:30. Dinner is free. It's being donated by our lovely Leslie from Big T's Barbecue. I know. So we're going to eat and nosh together. Then there's going to be toasts and, I imagine, roasts. If the truth be known, I imagine there are going to be more roasts than toasts. And then Elevation, our band, is going to play some music. So it's just going to be a time for all of us just to come together and celebrate. But we need you to do something. we need you to register so we know how much food to bring. And then apparently there is a gift. And I don't know about the gift. I love the idea of a gift, but I don't know anything about the gift, but who does is Valda Harris. And so you can see Valda. I think they're asking for a $30 donation toward that gift. So you can talk to Valda about what that is. But the evening itself, the party, no charge. Let's just come together and party together, okay? Yay? Who's excited? Woo! And speaking of Valda Harris, she's going to tell you about a class that she is doing in October. Give her a hand.
So this is part of this series that we'll do we did from August till November, and they're just little tastes, about an hour and a half after service, so starting at 12:30, going till about 2, and we just kind of take a minute to think about one or two things that could shift our thinking. And we know from this work together that it's shifting our thinking that makes that real change. When I first started talking about it, it's like that trim tab idea that I got from Dr. Jean Houston, which is you make one small shift in those giant engines and the whole cruise liner goes in a whole different direction. And so I would like to offer that to you if you're interested. This is going to be about living your purpose and why. So we do everything around vision, and we have a look at where our purpose and why sits in with that, and knowing that that then is a place that we can start to shift our thinking. Bring your lunch or go out for lunch quickly, and we'll start at 12:30. There's a $20 love offering to the center. And while I'm up here, there is nothing, absolutely nothing like Foundations and Foundations with Dr. Pat. If you want to take your cruise liner on a completely different direction, do that.
Thank you, Valda. Wonderful. And thank you for making this as a donation to the center as well. That's a lovely, lovely gift that you're giving. Okay, so I told you we have lots of things going on. So, and the other one is, while I was gone, the window in my office got broken. And apparently, like, totally broken, like shattered. And thanks to Ben Morgan, who, when recognizing it, ran out to Home Depot to get some plywood so that it's not letting the elements in. But we're asking, you know how we did with the door? We're asking for people, if you feel called to make a donation to defray the cost. It's about $4,000. And yes, we have insurance, but it's a high deductible and everything. Excuse me. So we really don't want to get the insurance involved with it. So if you are called and you're able to do that to help defray the cost for the window, that would be absolutely wonderful. E-transfer to office at calgarycsl.org, or see Lance after service if you would like to contribute to that. And then finally, all of our online groups are coming back online again. I attended the Sagers group yesterday, first time ever. It was absolutely lovely, facilitated by Neil and Sandra Butler. And they meet on Saturdays at 10. Consciousness Seekers with Ron Hahn meets on Monday, and they're beginning next Monday at 7 o'clock, and then Coffee with Dr. Pat is ongoing Wednesdays at noon. All that information, the Zoom codes and everything, are on the newsletter or on the website. Okay, I think that's it. So now we're going to go into our more sacred time. I'm going to invite Reverend Monica to please come up, and she's going to give us our spiritual mind treatment. But I'd like to introduce and invite back invite up the rest of our ministers and practitioners who may be in the room, and just lending your consciousness to these sacred proceedings. They're here to serve you. I heard it described yesterday that they are actually hoping that you ask them to do treatment with them after service. They're actually like, ooh, I hope they come up to me. So, yes. So, Monica and Steph will lead us into this time.
Love, reflecting love. one with the divine, peace expressing heaven bright, light reflecting light.
Precious consciousness, oneness, right here, right now, each and every one included. The power for good is right here, expressed through all minds, through all hearts, through all beings, expressed in its own creation, Spirit itself, the oneness that is present here. And I am a part of it. I am illuminating that spiritual presence in my words, in my actions, in my behavior. Ordained through the being. And so I express right here, right now, that each and everyone is included. Knowing this opens the mind and the heart for this present moment right here, right now. The message that is delivered today. The message that is carried forward into the day. The gratitude and the thanksgiving. What it means, what it expresses, where it can flourish even more. The depth of that being is right here, right now. No other moment counts, just the now. And so I know for each and every one that there's peace and love and power and kindness and harmony. It is not only in the giving, but also in the receiving. So I say yes to it. Yes to the goodness of life itself. And for this I'm grateful, I give thanks, and I let it be so. I let it be the power of today that guides me and moves me forward to the next step of living. And that is affirmed by all by saying, and so it is. Creating a world that works for everyone. And how we do that is through the mission statement, and it is so powerful, so take it away. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible the way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual existence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that is an expansion of consciousness. Thank you very much.
Monica, and thank you, staff, and all of our beloved practitioners and ministers for being here and being a light, being a beacon of spiritual illumination. Before I introduce Elevation, I feel like I was remiss in mentioning that the Foundations class for this time is in person only. Those of you who would like to take it, maybe you're out of town, if you'd like to take it online, I will be offering it in the winter as a Zoom online class only. But for this one, it's in person only, and that's also the same for the party on the 27th. So hopefully you can get yourself to town so you can be part of the party. So you may notice Elevation has a slightly different configuration today. Amy is not feeling well today, and we found out that Lisa is also a bit under the weather as well. So we thought we were going to need to do this without a bass, and then it was remembered that somebody happens to be married to somebody who happens to be an awesome bass player, and so he just dropped everything. And not the baby. He didn't drop the baby. He dropped the baby off and and is here to provide us with bass. So please welcome Elevation.
From the day we arrived on the planet and blinking stepped into the sun, there's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. Some say eat or be eaten, some say live and let live, but all are agreed as they join the stampede, you can never take more than you give in the circle of life. It's a wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the battle. Do we find our place on the path unwinding? It's the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, some of us soar to the stars, some of us sail through our troubles, and some have to live with the scars. There's too much to take in here, more to find that can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small in the endless round, in the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the band of hope. till we find a place on the path unwinding. Yeah. It's a circle of life. Oh, it's the wheel of fortune. It's a leap of faith. It's the band of hope till you find a place on the path unwinding. Oh, it's a circle life. On the path unwinding, it's the circle life.
Good. Woo! Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, Cam Dougal, and Oliver Miguel. That was wonderful, and that was a request. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. You know, I said something about Cam not dropping the baby, and then I had this picture of Simba being lifted up. Thank you, darling. That was great. How you doing? Are you happy? Everybody happy? Yeah, me too. I'm really happy to be back. Would you breathe with me, please? Taking a deep breath. And again. And one more time at your own pace. Thank you. I didn't have anybody to breathe with on my cruise, and I couldn't breathe the following week. Hacking and coughing. So, you know, I say this every year. I mean, this is my 10th or possibly 11th Canadian Thanksgiving. And it's one of the things that I love the most about being an American living in Canada is that I get to celebrate 2 days of Thanksgiving. And I think that that's very significant. I love this idea that I am part of, that I belong to 2 countries who recognize the importance of having a nationally sanctioned day of gratitude. Because no matter how you slice it, pun intended, that's evidence of elevated consciousness. Because gratitude and thanksgiving are high on the scale of vibration, high on the scale of awareness and consciousness. Gratitude also is causative. It causes things to happen. The more we express it, the more we make it welcome, the more we practice it, the more we attract things to be grateful for. Jack Canfield said this: gratitude is the single most important ingredient to living a successful and fulfilled life. Gratitude. So that brings me back to what I'm going to talk about today, which is even more brilliant things. If you've been here for a while, you know that I have developed this huge crush, become totally enamored with the spiritual practice of looking for and discovering brilliant things that make life worth living. And I know I talked about it just a couple of weeks ago when we planted our tiny forest. Did you love the tiny forest? Did you love because I left right after that. Did you love the idea of the tiny forest? I just loved it. It was such a brilliant idea. So even though I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, it seems like Thanksgiving is an obvious day to talk about some more brilliant things, especially since I just returned from an Alaska cruise where I witnessed some really, really, really brilliant things that absolutely reminded me that life is worth living, which brings me back to the topic of Happy Thanksgiving. Now, I promise you, however, I'm not going to just do a travel log of how great my trip was, although it was really great. But rather, what I want to do is share some of the remarkable things that I witnessed on this trip that still today, when I think about them, make me weak in the knees with awe. Because as you know, my go-to reminder of the awesomeness of Spirit is through nature. It's through nature. So here's one of the pictures that I saw. That's the Hubbard Glacier, coming into the Hubbard Glacier. And this is another one, just some incredible mountain range that was just like, it didn't even have a name. It was just like this cool mountain range. So I'm going to partially talk about the beauty and the grandeur and the vastness and the inspiration of nature. I mean, it's undeniable. You can't look at those pictures and not feel as if you're part of something grand. Yes? Can I get an amen to that? But the really brilliant thing that I want to talk about today involves the intelligence of nature. And about how the fact that even with our human intelligence, which is pretty intelligent, we still cannot fathom the scope and the scale of infinite intelligence that is everywhere, present all of the time. Infinite means ongoing, never ending. The infinite intelligence that is everywhere. We may recognize that at some level it's there and we're a part of it, but we can't really fathom it. So here's a quote from Ernest Holmes. This is also one of the sunrises I saw near the Hubbard Glacier. We had good weather that day. He said, "All things and events are rooted in some coordinated and intelligent principle which we call divine. Any name limits it. God is in and through all life, the cause back of it, the effect in it, the power through it, the law sustaining it, the impulse projecting it, and the unity binding it together." Now, if you don't know what he's saying here, take foundations. And within 5 days, you're going to understand everything that he's talking about. So I have a couple of experiences that I want to share with you about what happened that illustrate the intelligence of spirit. So what the first one is, I'll show you right now. It is not possible to cruise the Alaskan, the Inside Passage of Alaska without learning about the intelligence of the life cycle of salmon. Now, because it's one of the biggest industries, it has great significance to the native culture that is there also. And we learned about salmon in grade school, didn't we? We learned about how they're hatched high up in a stream somewhere in colder climates, and they go through several transitions. First they're eggs, and then they're smolts, and then they're gigas, and then they're, all kinds of different things. So they go through all of these transitions until they become full-grown adults, and then they eventually make their way out to the ocean where they live for a few years, right? However, what makes the life cycle of salmon even more brilliant is what happens after that. Because they have this, they're pulled, they have this draw to navigate themselves back to their birthplace, to lay or fertilize their eggs, and then they die. But they come back to this place, even if they've gone 1,000 miles out into the ocean, they still are called back to this. Scientists believe that salmon use the Earth's magnetic field like a compass. And then once they're near where they started, they use smell. Who knew fish smelled? Oh, we know fish smell, but who knew? They use their sense of smell to find their way back to their home stream, which is called their natal stream. And here's, right? So the belief is that each stream, how many streams are in Alaska and Washington and all of that? Each stream, it has drainage that has a unique combination of rotting vegetation, insects, fish, dust, and soil. Unique. So the juvenile salmon, as they're making their way, called smolts or flicks or I've got the weirdest names. Anyway, they learn that smell as they're making their way down the stream toward the ocean. And then as mature adults, they rely on their odor memory to bring them back to where they were born. Now, if that is not a brilliant thing, I don't know what is. The intelligence with a capital I behind something like that is beyond comprehension. I mean, think about the evolution. As things evolve and adapt and grow and survival of the fittest, think about the evolution that had to take place so that these fish with their little tiny little pea-sized brains can eventually find their way back to their birthplace where they can lay their eggs and then die. And yet in their dying, it's a little bit sad to watch them after they've laid their eggs, after they've spawned, and they're kind of withering up, and it's not a really happy thing. But however, in their dying, they're providing food and nutrition to the rivers and the streams and the animals and the birds. Not to mention the bears and the eagles who get them before they've spawned, because once they're spawned, they're toast, right? So the bears and the eagles and everybody get them before they spawn. Does it make you want to burst out into a song of the circle of life? It's the circle of life. It's so bloody brilliant. And that same intelligence, that same source of brilliance is expressing itself through all of creation, including you, including me. As Dr. Holmes put it, we should invite divine ideas to find entrance and expression through our consciousness. We should permit the inspiration of the creative genius of the universe to impart new ideas to us, to create new scenes, to enlarge all our horizons. I could do a whole talk about that, and I will. It's a talk for another day, because I have another brilliant thing that I need to share, and it's a doozy. So, if you know me, you know that I gauge the success of a vacation about the wildlife that I see. And I don't mean the disco on the cruise ship. And if you've been on a cruise, raise your hand if you've been on a cruise at any time. Yeah, quite a few people. Okay, yeah. You know that they offer tons of paid excursions, right? Designed to showcase the flavor of whatever port you're in, right? So in Alaska, there's gold panning, there's glacier activities, there's kayaking, there's train rides, there's salmon, seeing the sights of the town, shopping, jewelry, I mean, what is it about jewelry and cruise ships? It's the craziest thing I ever saw. So not a lot of that interested me. What I wanted to do was go see critters. So I paid for and signed for a few critter watching trips, including, of course, whale watching, because they're my favorite animal. Okay, so the ones that I paid for did not disappoint. Absolutely, I paid for 2 of them. Lots of very cool whale sightings, like breaching, a mama and a baby leaping out of the water and breaching, pectoral fin slapping, tail slapping, that type of thing. You know what? Cool, really cool whale behaviors. Really cool. Even saw a couple of orcas, which I had not expected to see. So it was amazing. In fact, it was so amazing that both captains on both the boats that we were on remarked that they had not seen that much activity all summer. They were absolutely amazed by it. However, the best whale encounter of the trip took place off the anchored boat off the back of the ship. And it was completely free because we were on the boat. We were having lunch, right? So I have a video I'm going to share with you in just a minute. But first I want to explain what you're going to be saying so that you really understand how really bloody brilliant it is. So what we observed here was something that's called, it's exclusive to humpback whales, and it's called bubble net feeding. Have you seen bubble net feeding before? You are in for such a treat. Okay. So this behavior is a learned behavior that only a small number of humpback whales know how to do, but they teach others how to do it. So bubble net feeding is a cooperative hunting strategy that includes a complex, highly synchronized set of behaviors demonstrating signs of high social intelligence. In other words, they have to communicate and cooperate together. So to do the bubble net feeding, the whales dive, they identify a school of fish, probably a lot of salmon. They identify a school of fish and they dive deep down, and then they use bubbles from their blowholes to stun and trap the fish close to the surface. The leader will start to blow bubbles, and then the other whales surround the fish, following to the surface by swimming in a spiral pattern that keep the fish trapped. And humpback whales, you may not know this, are known as gulpers. Maybe that's why they're my favorite animal. They're known as gulpers. So during the bubble net feeding, they swim toward the surface. And you know how big whales are, right? With their mouths gaping open, and they gulp tons of fish and water and crustaceans and everything as they're coming up to the surface. So when they finally burst through the water, their mouths are gaping open like that because they're swallowing everything they can. And if you don't know what's happening, it's a little startling, because you'll see in just a minute what's about to happen. So this video that I'm going to show you was taken from the back of what is the back of the ship called? Aft? Stern. Okay, it's taken from the stern of the ship as it was docked at a place called Icy Strait Point, and I'd already had this kind of cool experience, and took a little hike, and it was lovely and beautiful. And I got to tell you this is only the 3rd day of the cruise, so I hadn't even had my other cool whale watching thing. So this was like, wow, this was unexpected. Let's put it that way. So I learned at the lunch place where I spent time. Anyway, there was a group of whales at the back of the ship. It's just like a group of whales. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. So I ran in public in order to in order to get to where I could see them. I think people might have been shoved out of the way. I didn't know that they were bubble net feeding, which I had seen one time before. I just heard that there was a group of whales that was close to the ship. And so I wanted to get pictures for you guys. I go on vacation for you. You think that I do it for myself, but it's for you so I can come back and tell you stories. So once I got back there, I was able to capture the behavior. And there were a number of people that were back there, but not as many people as you would think, but including one of the officers of the ship who was just, again, mouth gaping open. I said, do you see this a lot? And he's like, no, never seen this before. So the bubble net feeding is a little bit into the video, so just remain patient, okay? Because it's absolutely worth it. And guys, do I just press the button to get the video going? And the sound? Watch this one. So I'm standing on the stern up here. And the birds know what's going on. They know what's about to happen here. This is like 6 or 7 whales who've just come up, and now they're just in an absolute feeding frenzy. And you can hear them talking to each other. Watching the video, that was a guy on the crew. They did this like 5 or 6 times as we stood there watching. It was absolutely incredible. Then they stopped because guess what? They were satisfied for now. But they have to eat so much because once they leave the Alaskan waters, they're either on their way to Hawaii or they're on their way to Mexico, and they won't eat again for 6 months. So they have to really, really bulk up. It was brilliant. So you might be thinking, well, Dr. Pat seems to have a good time on her holiday. Yay. She says she does it for us. Okay. But what does it have to do with Thanksgiving? What does it have to do with spirituality? Well, of course, in my mind, it has everything to do with spirituality and everything to do with Thanksgiving. Because it's about expressing gratitude for having seen those brilliant things. What an honor. What an honor. That was an immutable evidence of infinite intelligence. And that infinite intelligence is within all of us. We don't even have to necessarily tap it. We just need to be it. So what my hope would be is that you would begin to develop or continue, as we continue to talk about it here, to continue the practice of walking through life, looking for and acknowledging the brilliant things that are everywhere, everywhere, in all ways. Because again, gratitude, thanksgiving, appreciation are causative. They are attractive. We get a vibe going that we attract it back to us. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I'm going to. I'm not saying I'm a whale whisperer. I know a lot of people who said, God, our whale watching experience was such a disappointment. All we saw were little, like this, nothing. And I saw it all, always in awe. In awe. So when you go to your family Thanksgivings today and tomorrow, instead of asking, and I love it, the standard, what are you grateful for this year? What are you expressing gratitude for? Maybe try asking, mix it up a little bit, and ask, what is a brilliant thing that you are aware of this holiday? What makes life worth living for you? Happy Thanksgiving. I missed you a lot. I love you, and so it is. Camelot. This other song was also a request by yours truly, because it just seemed to really fit what we were doing so well. And Steph, again, thank you so much for stepping up. Yesterday, I know. Please welcome Elevation.
Think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think that only people who are people are people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to think with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Yes? Even more brilliance. Steph, Luis, Cam, Oliver on sax. That was awesome. I know, right? So now comes the time for me to tell you how you can support the center. I know you know this, but those of you online, if you're tuning in, you can send an e-transfer. You can go on the website, donate there. We are 100% supported by donations. So thank you always for those of you who support us and love us and consider this your spiritual home. So wonderful. So I'd like to invite everybody to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, your donation, hold it to your heart, and let's say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And so it is. And we're going to sing, I Thank Love for Everything. Here we go. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything.
I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything. I thank love for everything.
And let's bring the kids in. And while they're coming in, have a seat. Give up some love for Jason and Ben up there in the sound booth. That's not working, Kim. So could you just maybe hold it open? Oh, we have that. Oh, we have the fake thing. Okay, let's bring in the kids. Here we go. Hi.
Hi, happy
Hi, come on, little
Sunday.
one. You
Hi,
can
Eden, come
on
up here, sweet
up.
pea. Hi, Eden.
Come on,
You wanna stand
Eden.
You wanna
Come
stand with your
get
brother?
Eli.
Stand with your
Come
brother.
on. Any other littles? Aerith, you want to come up? Here, come on. I know, we love our littles. Oh
Yes,
my
we do.
gosh.
We have a beautiful growing fun day group, and it's amazing. And today the kids started asking me about youth group, so that's a lot of fun. These
Yeah.
ones will be primed and prepped. Today we took some time to make some pumpkins. So we painted the pumpkins and we made little stems, and everybody has a little pumpkin to take home. And we talked about community, and we finished our community poster. So if you want to hold that up really high, Isabel.
Yes, yes.
All these little minions represent themselves and their families, and we had a really good day today, expelling a lot of energy that we had. Thank you all for being here. Next weekend we plan on making masks, and I believe I might have a little bit of musical enjoyment from the band coming in to entertain the kids and to learn a little bit about music.
Oh, cool.
And we're doing masks, so please bring them next weekend, and happy Thanksgiving. We're so grateful that you all came. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Miss Rachel. Okay, everybody, and kids, thank you for bringing your parents. It's really cool that you guys come here. We like that a lot. Oh, wait, I went backwards. Okay, let's do that. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's stand up. And folks, we have some work to do today. Because if you saw the news, you saw the news. So we're going to send and I'm going to ask this specifically, we're going to send our energy to the Middle East. Don't care where you stand on anything. That is not the answer. So let's rub our hands together. We're going to send it to where it's needed, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you. And so it is.
Might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon, I could go to space. In the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. Here come bad news, talking this and that.
Yeah.
Give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
No offense to you, don't waste your time.